Hey guys, Jesse with New Wing Order here, and today we're going to be making buffalo chicken soup. Let's head over to the kitchen and get started. Alright, I started off by prepping 1 large onion, 4 ribs of celery, and 3 large carrots. Now the amount is kind of up to you. You can use as much or as little as you want, but the main thing is keep it about the same size when you chop it. And then I grated a 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese here. Then I picked up these great boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I didn't even have to trim them up at all because I got them here in town from Charlie's Meat Market. They have awesome rubs, sauces, and great selection of meat, and even carry our award-winning Memphis buffalo sauce. Alright guys, we're going to season our chicken. Start out with some salt and pepper, and be fairly generous with this. Pepper. We're also going to add some Nikki's hot seasoning. Now we like this stuff so much that on our menu you can find Nikki's hot wings and Nikki's hot fries. Be pretty generous with this too if you'd like. If you don't like as much heat, you can back it down a little bit. But we like heat here, so we're going to be pretty generous with it. Alright, I'm going to flip these over and do the other side. Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is get a large stock pot, super hot. Add a little bit of oil to it, and when it starts to smoke, you want to add your chicken in that's been sitting here for a few minutes to let that seasoning get in it. Now the good thing about this recipe is it's a 1-pot recipe, means less dishes. So we're going to add this chicken, and you just want to go for about 2 or 3 minutes per side. We're actually not cooking this all the way through yet. We're just looking for color more than anything. That's the sound you want to hear right there. If you don't hear a sizzle, your pot is not hot enough. Alright, I just pulled the chicken out, and you can see it's got some really nice color on there. You also see the bottom of the pan's got some color too. That is perfectly fine. You're actually looking for that. That is just concentrated flavor right there. And straight to that, we are going to add the mirepoix, the celery, carrots, and onions. And again, you want to hear that sizzle. Also, season it. A little bit of salt and pepper. Now what you're looking for here is for those little brown bits to get lifted right off of the bottom. And the onions do a good part in doing that. So you're looking for a clean bottom of the pan here. That's just getting that flavor right into the vegetables. And if it all doesn't come off, you can always add a little splash of water or a little splash of chicken broth, and that'll get the final look. So saute these vegetables until they're nice and soft. Alright, now we're adding 1 stick of butter. I'll cut this up just so it melts a little faster. We're also going to add a little bit of garlic. A teaspoon of oregano. We're going to let that butter melt. And then we'll saute it until the onions are nice and soft. About 5 or 6 minutes usually. Alright guys, as these vegetables were sauteing, I went ahead and cut the chicken up. Alright, and reserve the juices too. That's very important. Those juices go right back into the soup. Alright, and if you see some pink in the chicken, remember, that's okay. It's going to get finished off when we're cooking the soup here. So right now I'm adding the flour, and this creates a roux to the veggies. You just want to incorporate this well. It'll kind of come together as a paste, and you only need to cook this for about 30 seconds to a minute just to get that raw flour taste out. Alright guys, I'm going to add this chicken directly to the veggies and the roux. Remember to get all those juices out. Use a rubber spatula here if you can. Stir that up. And then you immediately want to add 6 cups of chicken broth. And it's kind of your preference on what you want to use here. You can use homemade, which is what we're doing here, or you can go to the store and get your own. I recommend going from the carton if you do. I don't really recommend the cans. So we're going to add the 6 cups of chicken broth. We're going to bring this to a boil and let it go for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we've been at a rolling boil for about 15 minutes. Now we are going to add a 1/2 cup of your favorite hot sauce. In this case, we're using Frank's. and 1 cup of heavy cream. Whisk that up really good. And then that's going to bring the temperature down a little bit. So you want it to come back to just a slow boil, and then we'll gradually add this cheddar cheese. All right, we're back to a boil. And I add about a small handful of cheese at a time. You don't want your heat to get too hot right here, so to burn the bottom. As long as it's melted, you are good to go. All right, so the cheese just melted and we turn the heat off. Now, I'm gonna plate this up. Now this is kind of the fun part of this recipe. You can garnish this however you want. I like to do a little sour cream, so I'm gonna add a little dollop of sour cream right in the middle. And I'm also keeping it kind of simple. I'm just going a little bit of chives. But you can also add a little bit more hot sauce if you want. Maybe some cilantro and green onions. Really, whatever you'd like. There it is. Let's go give this a taste. All right, guys, time to try this buffalo chicken soup. Oh man, y'all, that is really, really good. First thing I get is that hot sauce. It adds some nice acidity to balance out the creaminess of this. The chicken and vegetables are tender. The heat is perfect. Man, that is really good, y'all. Hit that thumbs up. Go grab some award-winning Memphis buffalo sauce, some Nikki's hot seasoning. We'll have links in the description, and I'll see you next time.
Soupy doopy doop, oh soupy doopy, soupy doopy doop. Strange things in my soup, that's what I found there. Little tiny things that move around. They're looking down, I see. They're looking up at me.